Hello, welcome to the Along Avec Anna podcast. My name is Anna and I'm the founder and knitwear designer behind the brand Along Avec Anna. We're selling mostly knitting patterns, knitting goodies, knitting books that we wrote in French, and tonight we are launching yarn, so that's why I'm here. I am recording because I'm on my own. I am recording from the southwest of England in Devon, where I live with my partner and our two little girls. That's where I run my business, and I work with very nice ladies who are mostly freelancers. You can find everyone in the team page on our website. Everyone's bilingual, so I'm from France originally, in case you didn't know, and after living in Canada, I've been living in England for the past 5 years. Just got my settled status, and yeah, we live in Devon. So yeah, welcome to this podcast. The last time I recorded was ages ago. I'm really sorry. I really struggle to find time to record for YouTube, I have to say. I've got a Patreon supporting page that I run in French, and I spent a lot of my time dedicating, my time to the Patreon page, because obviously people are supporting the business through that page. Not that on YouTube it's not the case, but you don't have, it's not exactly the same thing, because you're not financially supported by YouTube like you are on Patreon. So I really try to give as much content as I can there, and because even if we are a team of several people, most of the work I still do it on my own. And running a business with 2 kids, one is only 17 months old, with only a few mornings of nursery here and there, I really struggle to find time to sit down and record a YouTube video, which I'm doing now because she's napping. But I really have to do it more. I know that, because I miss speaking to you guys and showing what I'm doing. I sometimes manage to record in French, and then I'm like, right after I've done the French one, I'll record the English, and then someone wakes up, or someone's coming, or then it's too noisy outside, or whatever, life happens, and I end up not having the time. So I'm really sorry about that. Know that all of my content everywhere else is bilingual, so when it's on Instagram, on the Facebook page, on the blog, everything is always bilingual, French and English. All the patterns are available in English and in loads of other languages now. So all our bestsellers are available in German, Portuguese, Italian, Russian, Swedish now, recently, Danish. Did I say Italian? Can't remember, I think so. I think that's it. I think I'm missing one. Anyway, loads of languages, so you can find that on our website on Ravelry. And as I said, we were doing mostly knitting patterns that you can find at alongavecana.com or on Ravelry. The designer name is Along Avec Anna as well. Basically Along Avec Anna everywhere. So yeah, that's me. It feels weird because I haven't recorded for a while, but yeah, I will record like a proper YouTube video where I show you what I've knit recently, but today I'm not here for that, because today there is a big improvement for my little small business that I've been running since 2017, since my very first pattern called the Dandelion cardigan, which is still one of our most popular pattern, the children and the adult version, but mostly the child version. As I said, we are launching our own ethically produced yarn, so it's there. I'm gonna talk to you about it in this video. I'm so pleased that I'm doing that. It was a dream for ages, but I would have never thought I would actually launch my own yarn one day, because it seemed like such a difficult thing to do, but as you're growing, you're taking a new step and a new step and a new step, and sometimes it's really difficult, but you have to try and challenge yourself, either by finding the right product, by investing financially, even though it's really, really scary. Yeah, if you want to grow, that's what you have to do. And when you're passionate about your business, like I am, and so many people are about their own business, yeah, comes a time where you're like, I really have to do it. I really want to do it, and now is the time. And yeah, so I've been doing knitting patterns since 2017, and I was really happy just doing the patterns. But yeah, I had that at the back of my mind, like, oh, if one day I could have my own yarn, it would be amazing. And then people were asking me really often, like, can we knit? What can we knit? What yarn can we use for your patterns? Do you have your own yarn? Are you doing any kits? Things like that. And I was just like, no, sorry, it's only the pattern, it's only the patterns. And then, yeah, I really, really wanted to try that. I've been looking for a really long time what type of fibers I wanted to work with, or like start releasing, what spinning meal I would like to work with. So it's been a very, very long time of searching, trying the different products, but I really felt, especially in 2020, that I wanted to take that step. Like, I was at that time in my business where I wanted to grow, and it felt like it was not the only way to grow, but the way I really wanted to, the step I really wanted to take. Sorry, sometimes I'm looking for my words. So yeah, so it's been really good. I managed to find a product I'm really, really proud of, that respects my values. Or yeah, it's really difficult to find like the right product where you've got you know, you're careful of the animals, the human, the environment as much as possible, but you deal as well with the reality of the prices for you, but as well for the customers at the end, with the possibilities of spinning meal, of the, you know, the type of fleece available in your country, like who can do to you a custom yarn, things like that. It's a lot of, you know, choices you have to make along the way, and we've made those choices, and I'm really proud of what we are releasing tonight. So yeah, so we will be having 2 bases. This product is a long-term product, that's how I see it. It's not just a collection for this winter that will go away. I want it to be like a proper Longue avec Anna product that we're going to work with now, along with the pattern. So the pattern will be created in our yarn mostly. Later on we would be starting to do kits, not straight away, but like a bit later on, where we are more a bit you know, settled with the quantities, and we can search for like proper nice packaging, needle, things like that. But it's really a product that I want to stay. So I want those bases to stay, I want those colors to stay, and I want to add more colors in the future, more bases in the future. So it's really, you know, product that I want, yeah, to stay on the market. So we'll have 2 bases. The first is merino. Fingering weight, so it's a full ply merino. Here. So it's a very nice merino because it's not a light fingering, it's a proper fingering, 200 meters for 50 grams. So most of our fingering weight patterns have been knit in a yarn that was 400 meters for 100 grams, so which is the equivalent of this, except that is in balls. It's a very nice merino. It's 100% superwash merino, so it's easily washable. Even though I often hand wash my knits, it's easily washable in your washing machine, so it works really well for children as well. And this merino is traceable to the farm, which was something I was really happy with. It is mulesing free, so there's no cruelty on sheep. And it's REACH standard compliant. So REACH standard is like REACH is a standard, can I say that? Like a European standard that assure you that the chemical used for the dye, for example, because obviously it's like a chemical dye, because you can't really use a natural dye when it's an industrial yarn, commercial yarn like this. It'll show you that those chemicals are non-harmful for yourself or for the environment. So that's really, really important. So traceable, muslin free, and REACH compliant, which is really good, because not everyone's got that. It's not always easy to find that on the market. And then the second base that we have is a silk mohair. So very trendy at the moment, right? Merino and mohair, that's what I love. So this silk mohair is 72% fine kid mohair and 28% mulberry silk, which is one of the best silk on the market, and it's REACH compliant as well, and it is cruelty free. So that's another thing that is really rare, is to find a silk that are cruelty free, and it's the case for this one, which is, as I said, yeah, quite rare. I don't know a lot of brands who's got that, so I was really pleased to be able to have a product and offer you a product that is completely cruelty free. So those two bases, because I want to be like really transparent about the yarn, and as I said, it's a lot of choices on how you find the fleece, where you like, who you work with, and things like that. So the raw materials come from South Africa. So the question at first was, should I release a yarn that is a British yarn, because I'm lucky to live in England, where there's a lot of, you know, very interesting breed of sheep. So I could have done that, but because it's a bit more rustic, I know that that's not what all the clients are looking for, and to start a yarn is such a challenge, especially nowadays, that I wanted to release more merino, which I knew people would tend to go more easily than a British yarn. But obviously I would love to add a British yarn to, you know, our bases later on, so that I could support like local farmers as well. So went for merino and mohair, and it's really difficult to get merino and mohair in Europe, because obviously that's not where the animals are originally. So there are some farms of goat and merino sheep in Europe, but usually the farms are smaller in terms of number of animals. They can't always do a custom yarn for you. They don't always have the certification you're looking for, and the prices are clearly not the same. So if you want to release on the market a yarn that can have those certification, that you know where the farmers have been treating fairly, the workers of the spinning mill have been treating fairly, the animals are not are well treated as well, then the raw material mostly will come from the South Hemisphere, so either South Africa or South America or New Zealand or Australia. That's usually where they come from. You can have a spinning mill, you know, in the UK, in France, but usually the merino and the mohair fleece will come from the South Hemisphere. So that's something that is really interesting to know. And another thing that I've been really trying to use the right words to describe this yarn. So this yarn is ethically produced, because it is produced with the perspective of the animals, the human, and the environment. But I'm not saying that it's a sustainable yarn, because I've really learned through that process that sustainable, you can't really use that word is if it has been if it used some fossil fuel to travel. So whether it is like with your car or with a plane or boat or whatever, and with raw materials coming from South Africa, obviously you've been using fossil fuel to have the fleece come. So it's not sustainable, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of brands that would say, oh, it is a sustainable yarn, when actually it's not. And at least I can't find my word. Except if you are breeding the sheep in your own backyard, it wouldn't be sustainable, because you're like, the yarn is traveling, if you know what I mean. So yeah, been really interesting to learn about all of that. But yeah, I'm proud to say that it's ethically produced, but I don't want to use the word sustainable. I don't want to do any greenwashing on the yarn or anything like that. So yeah, so we've got 6 colours. As I said, I would love to add more colours in the future, but for the moment we could afford 6, which I think is already good enough. So I'll show you with the with my swatches. So we've got 3 more like pale colours and 3 darker colours here. So the very first one is Colombe. So I've used, because you know, as I'm like French and a bit English as I live here, all the business is bilingual, French and English, so I like to mix a bit. So the name of the yarn is in English, Merino Silk Mohair, and then the labels are all in English, but I chose some French names because yeah, I had to add a bit of French, right? So this is Colombe. So I can't really remember the name of what is Colombe in English. I spoke with my partner about that recently. You know, it's those white birds that like represent the love. If you know what I mean, just write it down. I can't remember. So that's Colombe, which is kind of an off-white colour. So here you've got the merino and the silk mohair knit together in 4mm needles. But obviously you could knit only the merino together alone, you know, and it would give you like a fingering weight. You can knit only the mohair, and it will it will give you like quite a big gauge. You could knit that double, you could knit them double, you could knit this one double to have a DK weight, you know, so many possibilities. So that's Colombe. Then we've got a pearl grey that is called Louve. Yeah, that's Louve. Then you've got a salmon pink, that salmon peachy pink a bit, that is Tourmaline. You'll learn a bit of French at the same time. Here you are, Tourmaline. Tourmaline is like what are you called? You know, une pierre précieuse. I can't remember, like not a rock. I can't remember the name, my god. You know what I mean? Those little like amethyst and things like that. It is. I'll stop the video and I'll remember, but yeah. Tourmaline. And then you've got the 3 more autumn winter colours. So you've got Châtaigne. Here you are. It's kind of a beautiful brown, Châtaigne. Then you've got a terracotta that is called Tomate. So very nice, bit pinky terracotta. Very trendy at the moment. And then the last one is Royal. So it's like a kind of royal blue, electric blue a bit. Here you are. Very nice. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with the colour. I tried with the spinning mill, we tried like 20 colours and then I had to choose. It was so difficult, but I'm really happy with what we chose, because I wasn't the only one to choose them. Up, here you are. Ta-da! So yeah, and I've knit, for example, this jumper. So this jumper is the Wisteria Jumper. It's not released yet. It will be released end of November or start of December latest. It's currently being tested, and it's a very nice jumper with a lace panel all over at the front, and then at the back it's like a raglan jumper with a little neck there, smoky neck or something, fume neck I think you call it in English, and then with long ribbing here, and yeah, bit of balloon sleeve, tiny bit, not much, but a tiny bit. So yeah, very nice, very soft. I'm wearing it with just a tank top under, and I'm not, it's not scratchy at all. It's really comfortable, and I've been using it as well in my blossom shawl that I show on Instagram already quite a lot, that I really love. I'm supposed to like keep it and not wear it too much in case I want to wear it for my wedding next year if it's too cold, but then I've been wearing it a lot, so if I'm wearing for the wedding I'll have to re-block it. But yeah, that's the same color. And now I'm starting to knit in the colors, because I had quite a lot of sample from the white, but then I had to wait to get the colors. So I'm gonna start knitting with the colors now. So yeah, so the yarn will be available tonight, the 5th of November at 7 p.m. GMT. You can purchase it from our website, alongavecana.com. If you order from the UK, you've got free delivery for orders over £60. If you're in the world, not the EU, but like world, so Canada, Australia, United States and all that, you can order directly from our website, because there's no, like, you wouldn't pay tax anyway, you wouldn't pay the VAT, it would be paid upon delivery, so it's better to just order on our website. But then if you are in the EU, you need to order through Etsy. So I've reopened the Etsy shop because of this new reopen law that started on the 1st of July, where parcel imported from outside of the EU now have to pay like VAT, the postal handling fee, the customs, all those things. And because we're not in the EU anymore, right, it is quite a problem for us, especially for small businesses. And Alongavecana couldn't afford the VAT program that the EU told us to apply for. So like most of the small businesses in England, I decided to go through Etsy. So even though Etsy is taking a commission on each sale, they are dealing with the VAT. So anyone ordering from the EU who order on Etsy, they will pay the VAT. So they'll pay, for example, France 20%. The prices of my product are without the VAT. They'll pay the VAT to Etsy, and then Etsy will pay that back to France. And then I get a label where it says IOSS, and it means that the postman knows that the person receiving the parcel has paid already the VAT. So they don't need to be charged again. So it's a really good way. Again, obviously Etsy is charging us money for that, but it's still cheaper for a small business than that program from the European Union. And it works for all the orders under 150 euros or 135 pounds. So yeah, so order under that, otherwise it wouldn't work anymore. But if you want order under 150 euros on Etsy and you're delivering to the EU, there is nothing upon delivery to pay, which is good. What a relief. So yeah, so that's the big news. And then to celebrate that, we decided to do a pattern sale. So we always do a pattern sale in the autumn, and we usually do like 4 days. This time we've done a full week. So from today to the 12th of November, so next Friday, you can buy any of our PDF pattern for minus 30%. If you buy it on Ravelry, there's no code needed. You just buy and then you'll have the discount straight away. If you buy from our website, you need to add the code DREAMBIG. It was quite a good idea to do, right? You add the code DREAMBIG to your order at checkout, and you'll get minus 30% on PDF patterns. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's why I came to you today. I'm really pleased to be able to really start yarn. I'm really stressed as well, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'm so glad and proud of the step we took as a small business. I started being on fake maternity leave because I wasn't on maternity leave. I was just coming back from Canada with my little girl, and I was not allowed to work in England at the time because I'm technically originally a speech and language therapist, so I was not allowed to work, and I started designing because I loved being a mummy, but I had always worked, and it felt like really strange not to do anything else than just being a mummy, which I loved obviously, but yeah, I just needed something else, and that's where knitting came. And I started designing without any idea of what the future would hold. I was just happy to do it, and I was in a position where I could not work anyway, so everything that was happening was just bonus. And yeah, here we are 4 years later, and we're releasing our own yarn, so I'm really proud of that, and I really hope you're gonna like it, and you will want to support us. And yeah, so just don't hesitate to tell me what you're thinking. I can't wait to hear what you're thinking, and thank you for your support, and chat to you later. Have a very nice weekend, and yeah, see you later. Bye.